everyone, welcome to segment 5 of Pilates P's and Q's. So going forward, I'm going to start digging into the P's for prerequisites, but I'm more than happy to answer questions that come up along the way. I have answered some basic questions that are really important, that what is all of this mobility training really about? And it really comes down to joint health. So that means learning any of this stuff is really helpful and super appropriate for everyone to learn and try out, whether you have structural issues that you're dealing with and or are super bendy. So going forward, I'm really looking forward to exploring the how to improve all the things that are needed from our joints in order for us to do Pilates, yoga, strength training, move and dance to our heart's content. So remember, prerequisites are things that are required in order for something else to happen. So when we start looking at the prerequisites that are needed for specific positions or Pilates exercise or really any movement you guys want to throw at me, these prerequisites will always exist, but will also always be different. It depends on what you want to get out of the practice or your movement, and also what body you have in front of you, whether it will be yours personally or a client. So it's helpful to know, are you looking for more ease with the movement flows that you see others doing and maybe you struggle with, or are you super bendy and just want to be able to move at all of your ranges pain-free? And of course, there's everything in between. So deepening your understanding of movement, but also your understanding of the body. These are questions that I've always asked, and I knew there had to be additional options that I could offer both myself and clients besides just modifications. I was constantly asking, but what if your body doesn't do that? Insert any movement. But I want to be able to do that, or my client wants to be able to do that, or actually, more likely, my client needs to be able to do that. But instead of just talking about one of these crucial components and game changers that I have found in the functional range conditioning system, I wanted to show you one of these things called end range training. Now, getting to end range, or moving in and out of or through end ranges, is not the same as having strength and control at end range. There is a major difference, and because even at end ranges, there are even more aspects of range and movement, control, strength, and hopefully in the future, being able to have the capacity to tolerate load, whether it be our body weight or an actual weight, can be a big difference in everything that you do. So over the course of many segments, I'm hoping that I can show and maybe have you try some of these tools that are really easy to start adding and integrate into your current program, and show how it could give you access to more that you just haven't tapped yet. Giving your joints the abilities to have control at these end ranges will make you feel better, will make you feel stronger with more freedom, and hopefully keep you safe and pain-free. So let's start digging around in this toolbox and see what I'm talking about. So there are a lot of ways that we get to our end ranges, and typically they include passive assistance, such as using our hand, the ground, an object, or in this case, momentum. But having strength and control at your end range is not the same as getting to end range. Here I'm demonstrating using a passive assistant to get to my end range, and then you see a gap between my ability to hold my end range versus the passive assistant of using my hand to get me into my end range. So this is one of the first things that I like to demonstrate on the difference of flexibility or passively being held in or using momentum to get to our end ranges or our stretch, and then how much we actively own or our mobility and how much we're actually able to be at end range without any passive assistance. So when we look at our stretches, a really easy way of noting these differences is if we find ourselves stretching, to let go if possible and see how much we can actively hold. If you notice large discrepancies, there are techniques and tools that we use in the functional range system that produces these tissue changes in order to not only increase our ranges, but also to have the strength and control at our end ranges. If there's a particular area of the body, a movement, or a position that you're really interested in diving into, be sure to leave me a comment below. Otherwise, stay tuned. I will be posting more ways to start integrating this active mobility work at our end ranges into our movement practice. Thanks for watching. See you next time.